Varun's debut film, Mukunda, was quite different from a regular launchpad. The man was controlled, wasn't indulgent with his lines, and yet sported a charm that was unique to himself. Working with leading directors like Krish, Srikant Addala, and Puri Jagannath in his first 3 films, Varun looks ready for a long run in cinema. A man of little words, he still manages to strike a chord as we interview him about Kanche for Talking Movies. Hi Varun.
Hello.
Well, thanks for talking to us. And the film is around the corner, and what's going through your mind right now, especially with the change in the release?
Nothing. We don't have a lot of time for the release, so we're just trying to push the promotions and all as much as possible. Just running through each and every interview.
Yeah.
And so far it's going good.
So you have 2 releases in like 2 months. Are you enjoying this phase?
You mean 2 releases of mine?
Yeah. Next is Loafer.
Yes. It's not titled Loafer as of yet. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Tentative?
Probably. And I'm quite excited. But I can't think about that film. So right now it's just Kanche, and I'm very excited. It's been long. Even when the first we were supposed to release it on October 2nd, and then due to the heavy traffic of other films and all of that, we had to push it to November. So I was a little disappointed because I wanted people to see this film, what we've done and all of that, and people were quite excited with the trailer, and I was very kicked about it. I was waiting, and that postponement little put me down, but it got preponed again.
Yeah.
So never mind, I'm very excited though.
We have seen the trailers and it looks very interesting. Everyone, including Ram Charan, were appreciative for you being so gutsy to actually take a film like Kanche. So what was going through your mind when you actually read the script, and how long did it take for you to decide to say yes?
It's ultimately the script, the story which Krish narrated. I didn't have anything on mind, probably will I be able to carry this movie or not, or what people want to see me in, or what is right for me and all of that. But I think always strong content, a strong story will always help. So that was my only criteria, and Krish was confident that he said it will work on you. So I just went with that.
I remember initially Nagbabu Garu was a little skeptical about you doing this film, that's what you said. But how did you convince him?
He was the person who actually heard the script first, and he loved it. He was blown, and he didn't have any second thoughts about it. And he said it's an amazing script and you have to do it. But still, have to do it Antargani. He doesn't really push his ideas or his interests on me. He said, finally it's your call, what you take. So then he said, just listen to it. It's a nice script. Don't let it go. Just Jartu Vinok sir. And when I heard the first time, I loved it. So we just went ahead.
You're playing a soldier, and the film is set in the 1940s. Not many films in the Indian context like Kanche. So what kind of approach did you have to your role? And what were the kind of preparations that you took for the role?
My work towards the film, it's actually not an easy role to play, because even say when he speaks in Telugu or whatever it is, it cannot sound like Haribab is a character I play. So whenever I used to do a couple of scenes, Krish was like, he used to cut me off and say, Varun, you are talking like Haribab in 2015. So probably Telugu is fine, the grammar, everything is a little old. But still, it cannot sound like how people talk in 2015. It should sound like 1945, because the syntax is a little different.
Yeah, the slang.
Yeah, the slang, everything. So I had to do a little work. I had to work on that, and my writer and Krish and all of them have helped me through it.
And what were the kind of preparations that you took for the role?
The first, I basically play 2 kind of roles in the film. There's one as a college guy and the villager, and then the other one is the soldier in Italy. And towards the villager part, except for the dialogue modulation and all, there wasn't a lot that I had to work. It was like any other character. And for the soldier part, I had to, basically, I wanted to show a little changeover from both the characters, and because there's a time lapse in the film, time lapse for around 8 years. So I wanted to show a little difference in terms of the maturity in that person and probably his look, which is actually very contrasting. He has long hair, a little mustache, a little beard and all, and in soldier role he's all clean shaved and very short hair and all of that. We had to really work on the looks of the characters also, because Krish really worked well on that. And apart from the look, to get that actual body language of a soldier, we had to do a little boot camp, me and Srinivas Australa, just before leaving to Georgia. We did around an 8-day, 9-day boot camp here. Wasn't more of a physical thing, but we learned how to march, just commands and all of that, and the salute, just that kind of body language. There was a commander who came, an ex-military person in Hyderabad. So Krish contacted him and asked him for his help. So he came forward, and we had these few classes before we left to Georgia. So moreover, how it wasn't everything about what he was trying to teach us. We learned a lot by observing how he was sitting, how he was telling us stuff. Soldiers, they're little erect, always sitting straight. They don't sit like this, relaxed. Always. Probably they're used to it. Their body language is a little different. So I tried to catch that as much as possible.
So when we spoke to Krish the other day, he was telling that he saw a great combination of a star and an actor in you. You both seem to be, trusting each other too much. So what kind of discussions did you have while working, for the film?
For the film, generally, they say that for any film, shooting the movie is actually not the major issue. It's always the pre-production, which is the main thing. There's a big director in Hollywood. I don't remember the name. So when he was asked in an interview saying, sir, how far has your movie come? He said, we finished 90% of the film. We just have to shoot the film. So basically, once you start shooting, you have a bound script and all. You just go ahead with the shoot, and it's akkada work takku anamata. It's majorly pre-production, and Krish was cut clear. He had a bound script before we started the shoot. So probably during the shoot and all, we had issues about probably my performance, or probably the backdrop and all of that, because this film needed a little more work than any other film, even during the shoot. So everything had to look really authentic. You cannot cut off. Suddenly you see a frame in the 1940s, and suddenly probably you don't want to see someone wearing shoes, or probably wear Nike shoes. It's very common. It happens. A big shot we got in Georgia. We had about 400-500 soldiers, and there were a couple of soldiers, wearing red T-shirts and all of that inside. It showed. We had to, basically erase that to computer, online screen CG and all of that. So we went into minute detailing. So usually it's more about that, what me and Krish always spoke or traveled along.
Right. So Kanche was shot in Georgia, and
Georgia, it's a country next to Russia.
So in Georgia, so there doesn't seem to be any compromise in the quality that you're bringing out. So how was it when you went to Georgia and you had to
compromise? As in, we had to stick to our budget because of the kind of market probably Krish has, or I have, or probably the combination, the way it works. I don't know how the way it works, but we had to stick to a particular budget. And my producers and the rest of the entire production team have done their best, because we've never exceeded the budget. We knew the budget was this, and we cannot make a mistake. We cannot waste a day or whatever. And we finished the whole film in like around 55 days. That is a task. That's a big achievement, no doubt. And people wouldn't believe looking at the trailer, thinking, you would make a movie like this in 55 days.
Right. How was it working with Jnana? His visuals stunning.
Baba is, first of all, he's a damn cool guy. First consideration was Baba only for the film, because Krish and Baba worked together. I think they worked for all the three films. Yeah. And Baba is he's a very silent guy. He's not like other. He's very silent on the set and all of that. Also, I think he's a person who would rather speak through his work than verbal kanna. His work has been phenomenal. People have been raving about his camera work. And Puri garu kuda, when I've been shooting with him, he was like, Asla, who is this cinematographer Varun? Naku eppudu vinaladu naku teliyadu ante. Then I told him, sir, ee cinema chesaru itla ante. Oh, that ఆ సినిమాలు చూసినప్పుడు నాకు ఇది అనిపించింది. జస్ట్ దట్ ప్రాబ్లీ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రొఫైల్ హీ మెయింటైన్స్, లాట్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ రియలీ డోంట్ నో హూ బాబా జ్ఞాన్ శేఖర్ ఇస్. So I think he's going to get a really, really good name with this film, and it'll work. He has done a fabulous, fabulous job, and me and Baba also had a good rapport. So I think that really matters sometimes. That understanding, Baba left hand and right hand and left tirago. We had that sync, properly, and especially sync between Baba and Krish was more important here. So a cameraman Krish ఎప్పుడైనా నెక్స్ట్ ఫ్రేమ్ పెట్టాలి, సెట్ చేయాలి అనుకుంటున్నప్పుడు I think Baba can already read his mind. He already sets up the frame and all of that. That's how their journey has been. They're on proper sync, both of them.
Okay. So how was it working with Krish? Krish worked with big stars in Bollywood as well. So did he have some expectations from you while working?
Krish actually wanted to work with me before Gabbar, so he doesn't have that. He's a storyteller, Krish. It doesn't matter who the hero is. Let it be anyone, me or probably Akshay Kumar. I'm a small guy. I just came. This is my second film. Akshay Kumar is a big star. So ekkada naku Krish never showed that difference, or koncho mastic ala koncho loud undadam em cheyaladu. He is very normal. He's just like, for him it's his actor. It doesn't matter whoever it is. And his behavior with me has always been good. Never feeling a pull.
So what were the challenges while shooting for a period film for you?
Yeah, as I told you, majorly it was the language, which was little hard. It wasn't.
What care did you take for it?
No. I just worked on it every day morning. I used to just brush up with my lines and all of that, and Krish used to help me with this, and like the ups and downs in the lines, like how koncho in the 40s and 30s, people their accent used to be a little different. They used to drag those lines a little too much, unlike now. So try to get that a little bit. I saw a few old films of A.N.R. Garu, N.T.R. Garu and all of that. And when it comes to the soldier part, I really had to work. Just see, because it's not something you do in your daily life. So probably a scene in Mukunda where I just talk to the villain. It probably might happen, and fighting for the World War II, it won't happen for anyone. My actors ever can. So it's very new, and Alan chases up. I think little watching those films or talking to Krish about his experiences, or what he has studied about the film and other people's performances, and all these things really add up. I worked on, saw little films. I did watch a few movies, and before the film, I used to watch Hollywood films. As a movie guy, I love movies. But once I got to know that I'm doing a movie like this, my perception, the way I saw the movies was different. Probably I was looking at the way they were acting. I saw Brad Pitt's Fury. All these, I saw all these films and all that.
So they say that the characters you play, the roles you play stick on to you even after you do a film. So was that the case with this film?
No, not much. But probably I had to get that over with, because I had only a day's time between this film and my next film with Puri Garu. So I had to immediately jump into another entirely different easy go kind of character, so I really didn't have that thing on me. It has a little effect. Moreover, this movie, I had a little effect on me from the character I played in Mukunda. He was a little more silent, observant and all of that, and a little honest, straightforward. I think I grabbed a few good things from that character.
So Mukunda and now Kanche, varied genres. So does that mean that your fans can expect diversity in your roles?
I mean, of course, I want to do things a little different. See, probably the next film I'm doing is a proper commercial film with Puri Garu, and he's a master at that. And I want to try different things. I mean, not go totally away from the audience and all, but probably show something which is close to our audience and మన కల్చర్కి దాని దగ్గరలో ఉండేది సినిమాలు చేస్తాం.
So we've been talking about the kind of roles that you want to pick and stuff. So what next are you planning after?
Really, because I've kind of worked both films back to back, I was a little stressed out. And ఈ సినిమా షూటింగ్ చేస్తాం, but once I had to come back and I had to dub for this film in between because I did 2 long schedules for Puri Garu's film, and I had to come in between, probably just take 2 days time, come from Rajasthan and just dub, because we had a censor date and all of that. It was quite hard. I couldn't take it, and because I know at one time the senior heroes in our industry, like say మా ఇంట్లో నాకు తెలిసింది మా పెద్దనాన్న, he had like 6-7 releases in a year. So my dad used to tell me he used to do 3 call sheets a day. That was like hardly, probably he used to sleep for 3-4 hours. Probably I used to recollect all of that. I'm not comparing myself with what he did because this is very small. I think I was doing only one film, but that little stress that I had, I used to just think, anta kashtapadinappudu, I think I should do my part.
How did you deal with it?
My dad just spoke to them, Puri Garuto maaduthuntanu. So they helped me a little bit. Once I used to get stressed out in the shoot, I was like, sir, enti sir cinema dubbing ki ellali. Because for Kanche, I dubbed the film in like 5 days. I dubbed for 9 hours a day, and the last day I dubbed for straight 18 hours. It was actually very stressful. And 18 hours I dubbed, and I took a flight and I went to Goa for shooting again. In the morning I had to join shoot. It was a little stressful, but I'm loving this process, whatever. Koncham alavaatu avvalante.
You've been working with newcomer heroines, you worked with Pooja and Pragya and then Disha. So how easy is it to work with first time actors?
Frankly, my first film I really didn't get a lot of screen space with Pooja. It was quite easy, and with Pragya, Krish was taking all the care. He's there. It's always a director. Manaki usually actors can the problem undadu. వాళ్ళు చేయాల్సిందంతా they'll do their part, and the directors చూసుకుంటూ ఉంటారు వాళ్ళు ఏం చేయాలి అనే దాని మీద. And with Disha also it was the same. It was fine. All of them did a good job.
Right. Coming to directors, 3 directors, Srikanth, Krish and Puri, all have their own style. So how difficult was it, for you to work back to back and adapt to each of their styles?
Once I started with Srikanth, I was little towards a natural side of natural class, that's how he would want his actors to perform and all of that. Probably because it's my first film, that really planted in my head. And Krish also is moreover like that. And when it comes to Puri Garu, probably his films look big and all of that, but he gives so much of space to the actors. He would let them do what they want. He would never rub his style and all of that on us. I should say it was quite easy to work with Puri Garu, and it was little hard with Srikanth, as it was probably because it was my first film. And with Krish also, probably it was because of the character I played. A few times I felt it was a little difficulty and all of that, but otherwise with Krish also was quite easy. And moreover, the most important scene in the film and all, we didn't take too many takes. We didn't have time also. we had a constricted time, so it was easy, quite easy with everyone. No, probably only Srikanth I should say little tough probably because of my first film.
It's just like the other day we heard of the first clap and you're almost...
We tried to keep it a little subtle. We wanted to have that surprise element when the trailer or the teaser comes out. That is probably the reason why we never let the release, the opening or all of that out, or any working pictures and all of that. We kept it a little discreet. So the experience in Georgia, I should say, it was fabulous. I felt like I was living in that era because we were shooting on a mountain, or a small plain, and we had all those tents, everything. We were sleeping in the tents. We didn't have special beds and all of that. Probably a fighter beds in Tega. We used to sleep on that. And we used to have a food there. Yeah. We used to have a food there. No, the proper gymnastic beds like that. So we used to have a food there, change our costumes there, get a makeup in one tent. So we used to have a tent. From outside, it looks like a tent. So once you go inside, it's a makeup tent. It's a costume tent. There was a vehicle, and there was a car where they would get all our guns and all of that. So once we enter, there's a small tent where you would have breakfast. Then we walk on to the next part, and there are like 5-6 chairs where the 5-6 mirrors and 5 artists, makeup artists and hairdressers. They would chop our beard, chop our hair, shave our beards and all of that. Do the little makeup, if there's any marks or some sort on our faces. And then we move on to the next wardrobe. We go change there. They call it a name. They get us a hanger where they have our entire costume, our helmet, the entire gear. And we wear that in front of everyone. Most of them are guys, and a chinna curtain then we used to go out, and then there's another vehicle where we have a gun, which is marked on us. There are 200-300 guns in that big vehicle. Our guns, we used to go straight and go sit there. That's it. And we shot for like long hours every day. We used to wake up at 6, probably reach the location by 7. So by the time we were in our costumes, ready with the gun and all of that, probably it's 8 o'clock. We used to start shooting at 8, and we used to finish around 8:30 in the night. So it's around 12 hours. Good 12 hours productive we used to shoot. And overall that experience, I was living it there. All 30 days, we used real guns in the film. And especially my gun, which I had to continue throughout the 25-day schedule. I used the Tommy submachine. That was actually, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was really used in the World War II. But when I saw the date it was scripted on it, it says 1932.
Oh,
so
interesting.
Yeah, very nice. It was. So I owned that gun, everything. I was just living it there. I would never used to give my gun also to anyone. I used to just hold it. I used to probably want to be in that zone and not just get away.
Right. So, what is the taking from Kanche for you?
Kanche, I don't know. What am I taking from Kanche is I actually wanted to watch a film like this come in Telugu, and first of all, I'm glad that I am part of it. I don't want to take anything. I want to give a nice movie to the people. That's it.
Varun, your sister is also getting into films now. So is it like eat, breathe and drink films at home now? How did your parents, were they receptive to her acting?
No, my dad and mom were always fine. Initially, of course, we had a little debate about it, if it's correct or not, with my uncle Charnana and all of that. So finally we came to a conclusion, but ultimately I think she's very passionate about films, and I think it's not right on our part to even push anything that we have. And we'll definitely be there for her, and there are a lot of people from our family in the industry. So we'll definitely take care of her and see that she goes in the right path. And when people are so passionate, I think we should just let them go ahead with that, with their dream. They should. So we're not, my dad and all is quite supportive. Yeah.
Lot of people, lot of newcomers, new talent in the industry. You, Sirivennela, Tej, Akhil. So have all of you actually started to find your space in the industry?
I think it's too early. Probably Akhil I just did one film, and for example, Tej is doing pretty good, and his previous 2 films have done really well. And I think Tej I think it'll take time. I'm not sure how he's in the market and all of that, but as far as I know, he's doing kick-ass. He's doing another couple of films that he signed, and I'm very happy for him. I really like him.
I just wanted to ask you, how was it shooting for Loafer? Loafer also was a very quick schedule for you.
See, actually, it wasn't quick. See, any film that I know, they shoot for about 70 to 80 to 90 days. It's just that time between schedules that prolongs the whole thing, you know. Like for example, Shrikant Adala's film I did for 100 days, Mukunda. See, 100 days is probably, it's 3 months, 10 days. So if you scale that around, you know, if you space that out for, probably you can do that film for a year also, which actually happened. We did that film for around 9 months. For example, Loafer, I can't actually say that I finished shooting because I have another day's work, just a day's work, probably a couple of hours. And that probably will be shooting next month. So inka shooting avaledu anukole, but it was quite quick. 60. We didn't take too many breaks in between both the schedules. I started off immediately, and between the Rajasthan schedule and the Goa schedule for Loafer, you didn't have a lot of time. So we did back to back. It was a little hectic, but I loved the process, the entire thing. Working with Puri sir especially.
So you haven't decided what next after?
No, I just want to take a long holiday and go somewhere for like a month or something. I want to go learn something else, you know, probably learn dance or some martial arts or something. I just want to go away.
Varun, we do this segment called One Shot with all the actors, and I want to do it with you. I want you to give me honest answers. A film in 2015 you would have loved to be part of?
2015, oh my god, I don't remember the films I released, probably. 2015. Okay. Oh, I would probably want to act in Bahubali. Yeah, it's a good film.
A remake of
Sorry, like, sorry.
A remake of Chiranjeevi that you would want to do before Charan does?
I wanted to do Charan got cheyademo Pednan remakes. I don't think he did anything so far. Yeah, I have one on mind. I'm not able to recollect. అంటే 2-3 అనుకున్నాను నా కెరియర్ ఫస్ట్లో ఈ సినిమా చేయొచ్చు కొన్ని రోజులైన తర్వాత అంటే బికాజ్ యూనో ఆ క్యారెక్టర్ బట్టి ఐ వాంటెడ్ టు ఛాలెంజ్ చిరంజీవి గారి ఛాలెంజ్ ఫిల్మ్ ఐ లవ్ దట్ ఫిల్మ్.
If you would be one person from the film industry for one whole day, who would you be and what will you do?
I would be Kalim Babai. I just want to see how it feels from his shoes.
If you were a product, what would be your best punchline?
My product?
If you were a product.
I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Okay, I'll pass that. An actor you consider your biggest competition?
I don't think I'm competition to anyone also right now. I haven't done anything. No one of that sort.
Okay. A person from the film industry you would like to go on a date with?
I always wanted to go on a date with Ramikesh Nagaru ever since I was a kid. Always. She's been my favorite as a child. I still like her.
Interesting. Pragya and Pooja, better actor and a better friend?
Pragya is a better actor.
Pragya or Disha, the brighter future?
I should say Pragya.
Next director you would like to work with?
I saw Srimanthru. Would probably want to work with Kotal Chodar. I like his work.
Most stunning woman of film industry?
Right now, a stunning woman.
Yeah, Telugu film industry.
As in, you're talking about actresses? I like Shruti Hassan.
Your worst nightmare?
Nothing. I'm not scared of anything. I don't have any nightmares.
Okay, I think you did a pretty decent job with this.
Always. No, diplomatic. I was.
Answers, yes.
I really couldn't think of that product, you know, that tagline or whatever.
Okay, Varun, before I let you go, what are the last words for Kanche that you have?
Nothing. We really put in all our efforts to show a new age cinema, a new genre, which hasn't been experimented or done by anyone. I should say, I don't know if I should say Indian cinema, but as far as my knowledge is concerned, there hasn't been a film, probably in the World War backdrop. So we're trying something new for the first time, and as far as I know, I'm pretty confident about the product, and I hope all of the viewers will like it. And
At this scale, huge scale.
Yeah, especially, yes, and because yeah, a cinema, I think ultimately the content will speak. You will see what it is and what we have made, and I think it is going to be a proud film for Telugu audience.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Varun. And I would like you to tell the audience to go watch your film.
Okay, cool. Hi guys, Kanche is coming to the theatres on October 22nd. Please go watch the movie and don't encourage piracy.
Thanks, Varun. Thanks for talking to us. Yep.